it's Book Review Friday. I have missed doing this and I'm so glad that I get to do it again today. I was really unsure of what book to do today. I really do I guess I have two different styles that I really love. I love the teen fantasy stuff or anything that's futuristic and fantasy with romance. And then I also love the polar opposite, historical romance. One's the future, one's way in the past. I don't know what the deal is with that. I absolutely love it. I decided that I'm actually going to do a book review of a movie that I just saw in theaters with my daughter. So it was called The Fifth Wave. I don't know if anyone has read the book, gone to see the movie, so I'm going to talk about that today in this book review. I actually don't have that book because my daughter takes it with her to school, but I do have the second book, and it's called The Infinite Sea. It's the second book of The Fifth Wave, so we'll kind of talk about this a little bit, but more or less I am going to talk about the original first book, The Fifth Wave, and the movie. So here's how it went down. I wanted to see Ride Along 2, and she was like, I want to see The Fifth Wave. And I was like, okay. So I went ahead and mentally prepared myself, and she has been talking about this movie for months. When she found out that it was gonna be a movie, she started talking about it before there were even previews. So that's why I went ahead and let her have it. So we would go see The Fifth Wave over Ride Along 2, and I fully prepared myself, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a blanket, I'm just gonna go ahead and fall asleep, get a little nap in while she watches this movie. Because when I saw the previews, I was just like, okay, it's about aliens, wow, so amazing. And let me tell you guys, I fell in love with the movie. So hard that the same day we went to the mall, we went to Barnes & Noble's, and I had to pick up part 2. And I almost shed a tear when I found out that the third book isn't even going to be out until May. And I was like, oh my God. I just was like, I have to wait that long, literally, to find out how this is all going to go down. I'm also going to talk about a couple of romance novels, not in depth at all, but just in general over this brand-ish, Harlequin romance novels. If any of you are aware or know of those, I'm gonna kind of talk about it and how I feel about them. Okay, let's go ahead and get started and start talking about this movie. It's called The Fifth Wave, or the book. I have not read the book because my daughter's been reading it, but I went ahead and read the second book, completely finished it. Oh my gosh. And let me tell you for starters, okay, it is written by Rick Yancey. So the first thing that I notice is that I'm reading a book written by a man. And usually I don't read those kinds of books because they're really not about romance. They're more about action, adventure, and all of those things. And men write that stuff really well. But women write romance better, right? It just is what it is. I don't know, that's how I feel. I mean, I know there's Nicholas Sparks, but those books I don't really like those books. There's always something sad going on, or there's cops being called and somebody breaks up and they get back to that. I am just not a fan of that kind of writing. I like to feel good. I like to read books where I think of myself as that character. So I will say that the romance that's written in here isn't enough at all. It's no Twilight. It's no Joanna Lindsay by any means. But the movie did a great job of instilling the romance in the perfect way. And so I knew nothing about this movie other than aliens come down and invade Earth, okay? But then as I'm watching it, you guys, the movie literally first minute in and it starts. I love movies like that. And I'm telling you guys, 1 minute into that movie, 1 minute in, and it begins, and you're just like, oh, I was gonna fall asleep, but what's happening right now? Now, the overview of what The Fifth Wave is about aliens that basically come down into Earth with their big spaceship, big space shuttle, whatever, and it just so happens to plant itself over Ohio. It's about 5 different waves of how these aliens are taking over Earth. Now, not in terms of waves, ocean waves, lake waves, I mean like as a metaphor, okay? But ironically, one of the waves is water, okay? And each wave is designed to take out humans. These aliens are basically in the form of almost like a computer program, but they look like a squid, okay? But you never really see them because they take a human body as their host and they download themselves into the human body and they basically like attach themselves to the brain. It's pretty disgusting. Again, it's written by a man, so of course it's disgusting. But each wave, it like will blow your mind. The writing, the genius, and I hate book reviews because I just want to tell you everything that happened and then I would be spoiling it for you, right? Because I'm supposed to just tell you in general about this book and then you're supposed to go read it and find out all the twists and turns. But I am telling you, I have not read the first book, but I know the movie is excellent. The main characters in this book is just kind of like a combination of people, but ultimately it's about this girl named Cassie, and Cassie has a little brother named Sam, okay? And during the waves, she loses both her parents, and it kind of happens in the beginning, so it's not like a twist and turn by any means, but so she's the sole caretaker now of her brother, and she gets separated from him. The United States Army take the children to basically hide them and take care of them, although there's something with that. So like, oh my God, like how am I supposed to do this book review without telling you guys everything? Just go see the movie. Like if you have nothing to do this weekend, go to the movie and see this. And I would go see it again in the movie theater, and I don't normally do that. And then there is a boy from her high school that she liked and had a crush on, all to find out that he's alive and he's at this camp with the little brother. She has no idea because she got left behind and now she is like trekking herself through the woods, and there's basically not many people alive anymore. I mean, one of the waves basically killed off everybody. Like everybody. So like the aliens' goal is to basically erase humans, period. But they're gonna take their bodies because they need a body. This movie is about Cassie trying to get to her brother. She's got to get to her brother. She's got to save him wherever it is that he is. She has no idea. And in the meantime, gets herself hurt, and she is being taken care of by this guy named Evan. And this is where my daughter and I, throughout the whole movie, were arguing and, well, whispering. And she wants Cassie to be with Ben, the boy from high school, and I want Cassie to be with Evan, this boy who rescues her. And so the whole time I'm over here looking at my daughter like, and she's over here going, Ben. And then we did that like 5 or 6 times until finally she just put up the hand and she just was not having it. And then I went up and read the second book and I was like, still Evan. The second book is excellent as well. Now, technically, once you get to the second book, they're still in the 5th wave. Okay, they're still in the 5th wave. I'm very confused as to why the aliens haven't completely wiped out humans at this point. The way that this author is writing it, there's something that the humans are missing. Like, why? Why? The question is always why. Why won't, if they did all the four waves and got rid of everybody, why not just keep up the same waves and kill everybody? So I really do hope that he answers that question in the 3rd book, and I hope that it's mind-blowing, because right now I'm confused as to why, any humans are still alive. So you just have to read the book, you have to go see the movie if it's something that you find interesting, and figure out what the twists and turns are, what each wave is, and what happens to Ben when he is in this army military camp. So they've basically taken the children and they're prepping them for a lot of this combat with the aliens, and Ben ends up being like the head sergeant of his little squad, and Sam happens to be in the same squad. And the squad is full of like a cast that if you were a younger like teenager in your early 20s, you probably would know who all of these people are. It was funny because I asked my daughter, I was like, why does Ben look so familiar? But I can't place my finger on it. And my daughter goes, Melissa and Joey. And I don't know if you guys ever watched Melissa and Joey, the ABC TV sitcom with Melissa Joan Hart and Joey Lawrence. He basically like comes in and he's the nanny of her niece and nephew. Well, her nephew in Melissa and Joey is the boy who plays Ben. So it has a really great cast. My daughter loves everyone that's in it. So if you are of that age, if you are in your early 20s, you'll probably love it as well. I certainly did not expect to like it. I mean, ultimately, I need some hardcore romance. But in the movie, they did a good enough job for me to want Cassie to be with an alien who's killing off everybody. But dang, they made it so good that you want her to be with an alien. And let me tell you, this alien is just the most good-looking alien I've ever seen. Ooh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot talking about Evan. Ooh. And there was a part, and I'm not going to tell you guys anything further that's going to give it all away, but I'm going to tell you my reaction, and maybe if you go see the movie, if you read the book, you'll be like, oh, I get it. There was a part where like I picked up on it before you were supposed to figure it out, and I was just like this. Like it suddenly hit. And it was funny because you should have known from the very beginning, but it's so good. Have I made that clear at all? At all? And let me tell you, the way that Cassie is written, she just cannot be stopped. And she's just a human. Like, she is very intelligent. She does not take no for an answer. She does not care if she gets herself killed. She will do whatever it takes to keep her brother alive. Still very confused why the aliens haven't just totally killed off everybody, because they certainly seem powerful enough to do so. So I am fully expecting for him to answer a lot of questions in the next book. I have talked about that long enough. I am just going to quickly touch on Harlequin romances. Harlequin romances. They kind of look like this. They have the little label here at the top, and it is written by all kinds of authors. It's not just one specific author. This one's Suzanne James. This one's Julia James. Sharon Kendrick. So lots of different names. I will say, of all the romance novels that are out there, these are probably the absolute cheesiest ones. I hate the titles. I hate some of the cover arts. They're a lot better though. Like these two are a lot better than Joanna Lindsay for sure. But of the three that I picked up, only one was halfway not cheesy, and then the other two I couldn't even stomach going through it. I was just like, I can't do this. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. It just felt a little forced. And I don't want to be treated like a baby when I'm reading something. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm having a hard time conveying how I feel about the Harlequin romance novels. Maybe I just picked up a couple of bad batches. They do have a ton of these. And these I did not buy. I went to my local library this past weekend and picked up a bunch of books. I did pick up some from Amanda Quick, thanks to your guys' suggestions. So I think it's called Desire. Comment down below. I have not read it yet. If you've read Amanda Quick's novel called Desire, comment down below. Please let me know what you thought of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed my book review. Every time I get to this point, I'm like, did I say enough? What's editing gonna look like? Do I look like a fool? Because I just get so into it, and I don't even want to do a book review. I just want to tell you. I want to tell you every single thing that happened in the fifth wave because it was so good. All I know is that I don't remember there being books like this when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I was reading R.L. Stine. So that's it for today. I hope you guys loved my book review, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! I mean, now what do? You know, if you had to pick one, you know, you're looking at Edward Cullen, you're looking at Evan, you know, you're looking at Peeta Mellark from, you know, Hunger Games. Like, how's a girl to choose? You know? Okay, like if I had to choose, like for real, like hypothetically speaking, knock, 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 Edward Cullen shows up, Peeta Mellark shows up, Evan shows up. Who do you pick? Oh, that's. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. But I'd probably pick. I'm gonna vomit saying this because I'd probably pick Peeta Mellark. Yeah, I know that's insane. He's not even my type, and he's really not that tall. But it isn't about that. Peeta Mellark. There, I said it. It's out there. It's out there in the universe.